Welcome back. Well, this week I went to the Fancy-Schmancy Upscale antique store downtown to see if there were any reasonable deals that we could find there. And you know what? There were. I guess it all depends on choosing carefully. So when we come back, heard a lot about this antique mall long before it opened up. Vendors, people who have booths in this antique mall, had talked about things. They had been saying locally, oh, that place is going to open up. Oh, no, it's not going to open up. I understand the floors had been redone 3 times. And by the way, I'll try to sneak in a picture of the floors if I can, because they really are nice. And there were a lot of issues about apparently just getting it just right. Well, it's really nice. It's really upscale. It is a clean, elegant place, and they have a lot of things for every taste. So I didn't really have much difficulty finding some bargains worthy of any thrift store. So let's start with the first piece I saw, and I thought about this. I was like, oh, am I going to do this? Because I'm always that way with the first piece I see anywhere. It's like, oh, I wonder if there's going to be something better coming along next. So let's take a look at the first piece I saw.
Well, I decided to start at the top floor and work my way down. And we have a pretty little plate here, made in Japan, $5. I'm seeing Tidbit trays, but I'm still going to look a little. Nevertheless, there's a good chance I'm coming back for this.
Well, I decided, as I say, I wanted to think about it. And then, as I mentioned in the video, I started on the 3rd floor, so I walked around to see what else they had there. There's my baby's tail in the corner. And what in the world did I find but steampunk? And not just any kind of steampunk, but my favorite kind of steampunk. So let me share this lamp with you.
Well, there is no price on this. This is a remarkable steampunk piece. It is the steampunk style that I like best, which I have always called Rocketeer steampunk. I have no idea if there is a real name for it, but it has the elements of streamline moderne, which was the American version of Art Deco. It's also called Art Moderne, and of course, steampunk. Gorgeous piece. I do wish I knew how much it was.
I love the steampunk that got its major influence from the Art Moderne, the streamlined modern period. That is American 1930s. That's why I call it Rocketeer steampunk. It just really resonates with me. No price on that lamp. Couldn't find. I actually turned it over to see what was underneath, and there were a whole lot of stickers, like, you know, the Underwriters Laboratory things, but no price anywhere. So disappointed. I mean, obviously I wasn't going to buy it, but, you know, might give me something to save up for. And I went around the corner and found another steampunk piece.
Well, we've got another great steampunk piece. This is a large console, Very nice. Unfortunately, once again, no price, but let's go over here and take a look. Nice. And once again, the piece has the same great Art Moderne lines. Ooh, I like this.
Now that piece, I mean, that's just industrial beautiful. Very steampunk, very industrial design. It had some of those nice streamlined modern touches too. Yeah, no price tag. The next time I'm in there, I'm actually just going to leave my card and just tell them I want somebody to call me and tell me, what these things cost. Because, gee, I am tempted. So I wanted to share those, even though it's not anything that's likely to come home with me, not anytime soon anyway. But I did want you to get a chance to see some of the stuff they have there. And this is an upscale store. No two ways around it. So as long as I'm in there, we might as well take a look at some of the upscale pieces they have. So the next piece I saw was just really beautiful. It's this gorgeous maple piece. So take a look.
Well, this is a really nice little broken bonnet highboy. And if you will recall, the highboy consists of the upper chest of drawers and the lower sort of console table. And this is the broken bonnet portion. But look at the beautiful graining of this wood. Really nice. $495. That's a little bit out of my price range, but goodness, is this a pretty piece.
Well, I just thought that was incredible. I love pieces like that where the piece is reasonably simple and they rely on the beauty of the wood to really make the piece stand out. That's gorgeous. Doesn't go with anything I own. Definitely not my style, but wow, really, really nice. So the next thing I saw was smaller, a little Japanese piece. So we're going to take a look at that.
Well, this is a very nice hand-painted Japanese picture. Good size. We're looking at about 7.5 inches. Let me get that out of the way. I don't see them in this size very often. We've got some light crazing on the piece. Not really noticeable unless you look at it up close. Price on this, $10. That's actually a very good price.
So that piece was great. Do I usually get pieces like that for a little less? Yes, I do. On the other hand, I don't usually find pieces of that size because this was good. This was almost 8 inches tall. Naturally, I would expect to pay a little more for that, but there's plenty of room for profit in a piece like that. I was very happy to just pop that into my bag. Yes, it came home with me, but I want to show you something, and this is what I've been talking to you about for a while. A lot of people used to ask, nobody asks me anymore, but they used to ask, why do you always go for the Japanese pieces? Because during this period in the 20th century, and we're looking at mostly the period between the two world wars, mostly, a lot of really nice hand-painted porcelain came into the United States. A lot of it came in from Japan. A lot of it came in from Europe, Germany, Bavaria, Czechoslovakia, etc. And They were approximately equal in terms of quality of pieces. Nevertheless, for some reason, people price the European pieces much higher than the Japanese pieces. Now, does that mean the European pieces are worth more? Well, something is only worth what somebody is willing to pay for it. So, having said that, in my opinion, no, because on the resale market, people are just not getting the kind of money they are asking for the European pieces. The Japanese pieces, which go for less, are selling. So what does that tell you? One of the things it tells me is Japan porcelain is where you are going to find the deals. That's where you're going to get the bargains, whether you want it for resale or you want it for yourself. That's where the bargains are. So let me show you the piece right next to it.
So right next to it, we have a smaller piece, $12 German. If you look at the two pieces, you can see that in terms of execution, they're pretty much the same. I would have to say the German piece is a little more finely painted. Nevertheless, what we have here is a perfect example of why I buy Japan porcelain when I can find it. $10, $12, roughly similar pieces, and this one is much larger. So, when you are left with a choice between the more expensive German piece, the less expensive Japanese piece, gee, guess which one I'm going to choose?
Easy call. The pieces are approximately equal. I have to concede that the German piece is a little finer in its execution. Depends on what you like. That's a matter of taste. But smaller piece, higher price tag, it's like a no-brainer. Of course, if you want a nice hand-painted picture for your own home, to give as a gift, or to resell, because that was, even though it's high for what I usually pay, that's still a resale price. Okay, I can turn around and make some money on that. You'd have to be crazy not to go for the Japanese piece first. But like I say, people have this prejudice against Japanese things, and I can't tell you how many times I've grabbed really nice pieces of antique china because somebody saw Japan or China on the bottom of it and said, oh, well, this is junk, and put a 50-cent price tag on it. So, their loss is my gain. What can I say? When I left the third floor to go downstairs, there was a little landing in between the third floor and the second floor. And there was this wonderful china cabinet there. And gee, that was full of goodies. So let's take a look at this.
Well, this cabinet full of china is on the landing, which is a great place for it. And $7, 3 plates, and they are different. This one has a silver rim. Both of these have gold rims. And once again, I'm seeing Tidbit trays. So they are coming with me. Got some other very interesting pieces here. $10, Japan, I'm sure. Nortaki. Pretty piece. Just a touch high, since even though I find sugar bowls are remarkably useful, just $10, no. But our plates, yes.
I thought that was absolutely incredible. That's all it was, apparently. That was the booth, was this china cabinet. Really nice pieces, good prices. I did grab those 3 little saucers, $7, gilt and the silver edging, really nice pieces. And I look for pieces like that all the time. And once in a while, I can find uh, pieces for that kind of price in antique shops or thrift shops. But I have to say, not always. So this was a really good deal. And there were other pieces there too. In particular, that pretty little Japanese creamer, no, I'm sorry, sugar bowl, that's what it was. Well, it was just a little high. I can usually get them elsewhere for a little less. Not much though. $10, it wasn't an outrageous price, but this was my first go through in the store, so I was a little picky. But let's see what's next. Oh, yes, the second floor. I wanted to give you an overview of the second floor so you could see what I mean about the way this is set up. You know, fancy antique store. So here's the overview from the stairs of the second floor.
So I am on the second floor. Here's the staircase leading up, and then beyond, the staircase leading down, and just a very quick view of what you can see getting off the stairs.
So then I went back upstairs and I wanted to take a look at that Japanese plate again, because at this point I had come to my senses and realized I wanted that plate. So here we go.
So I've thought about it, and I have decided to come back for the plate.
And next up was a green depression glass plate that I saw in the same booth where the Japanese plate was. And for some reason, I guess I just missed it the first time around. It's a little saucer. So let's take a look at that.
Same shop as the Japanese plate. This is a pretty little depression glass saucer for $3. Green depression glass, nice. Green, by the way, is not the most collectible color of depression glass. But for $3, I'm sure I am going to find something that will pair up very nicely with this.
Well, that little depression glass plate is something, I haven't unwrapped it yet, so I'm going to need to unwrap it. I think it was the princess pattern, but I'm not sure. And a lot of those patterns have names, not all of them, a lot of them. Green depression glass in general is not the most valuable. In fact, in general, it's the least valuable of the depression glass, unless it glows under blacklight, in which case it's uranium glass. Depression glass, yes, all right, I've got company. Unless it is, like I say, uranium glass, usually green is at the lower level, and then pink and yellow is more valuable. The most valuable in general, now keep in mind, this is a generalization, is what they call the watermelon, which is pink and green on the same piece. And I say this is in general because a very nice piece of depression glass in green is going to be more valuable than a very shabby piece in pink or yellow or even watermelon. But usually depression glass isn't going for a lot these days. It is a market that was at one time very strong, took a dump, and now it's sort of climbing its way back up. I absolutely believe it will resurface with strength at some point. But I think now it's a buyer's market. So if you like depression glass, this is a good time to buy it, but it's not a good time to sell it. All right. We haven't done a giveaway. I wanted to give the last people, the last winners, a chance to get back in touch. Some of them did not, so I've just got to go ahead with the next batch of winners on our holiday giveaway. So Cheryl Russell, Christine Diamond, and Barb Wilson, please get in touch. You are our next batch of winners. All right, I did something a little different today. I thought we would take a break from JLS's beautiful horizon pictures while I was downtown on my way to the antique shop. I took some pictures of Carlisle. That's where I live. Now, I'm not right in the heart of the city, but this is sort of the city I live in. I think I've told you I've been to universities bigger than this entire city. Like, really, I have. So I consider it a small town. They consider it a city. But I took some pictures of some of the buildings downtown, put together a little slideshow for you, and gave you a little Christmas music. So that is going to see us out. And Cheryl, Christine, Barb, please get in touch. All right. Have a great day, everyone. When we come back on Friday, I will show you the rest of my tour of the Fancy-Schmancy antique shop and show you what else I got, because I did get some really good buys there. All right. Have a great day. I will see you Wednesday for Wordy Wednesday and Thursday evening for book club.